So yeah, that's what I really like about book 3 is like his whole kind of turn back from evil back into good, and then by like halfway through book 3, it's a whole invasion, and then Zuko kind of realizes like, yeah, I got everything I wanted, but it's not at all what I wanted it to be. So he kind of makes that switch back to the good side and joins Team Avatar and actually teaches Aang firebending and everything. Yeah, what were your thoughts on Zuko's switch back to the good side and then his kind of initiating himself into Team Avatar?
Poor guy. I love that he went back. I really feel that's where his heart was, and he was gonna be on the team that was going to win in the end. And that's how I felt. The group's hesitation was very understandable.
Yeah.
Because he had done a lot. He had accidentally burned Toph. He had stolen the Avatar. He had attacked Katara. He had fought with like he's done everything. He didn't help them in a lot of ways, and so trying to convince them that he had turned good. And I think he did that when he was talking about firebending, and then Aang just goes, "You're supposed to be my firebending teacher." And so I love that one. Their dance was really great. I like their firebending dance. I think it's awesome.
Yeah, that was cool.
But I just think it humbled both of them. One, it brought Zuko down to a more personable level, and it elevated Aang to be more of a powerful character. So I don't know. Again, I think it had to happen. It was full circle. There needed to be 5 main characters in the final group, and that's what it was.
Yeah, each of them is kind of like coming into their own and everything. Kind of like going back to like that episode of Avatar and the Fire Lord, where the Fire Nation's like kind of like the most prosperous nation, and Fire Lord Sozin was like, oh, we need to share this wealth with the world, but his interpretation was like ruling over all of it. But really, what the Fire Lord should be doing is kind of like governing all the nations and like having like this peace and everything. And like Zuko kind of rises up to that occasion and everything. And then also on the flip side, Aang is kind of like rising into his Avatar role, like being like the bridge between two worlds, the spirit world and the real world, like mastering all 4 elements and everything. So that's really kind of what their arc is in book 3. And then we finally get to the finale, that big 4-part finale, super epic.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, what are your thoughts on the finale and everything?
Well, I remember watching it and kind of being like, okay, how is it actually going to end? Like, what's going to actually happen? And then him with the Fire Lord was pretty legit in that fight. And him also, I think I remember him trying to like hold back all of his power, because I know he didn't want to kill anybody, which I commend him for, but he also wanted to win. So he was in that state of, okay, what do I do? And then he went back into his like little Aang self and got really insecure and kind of was like, okay, I can't do it. And then, no, I'm going to have to do it. No, I can't do it. So he's going back and forth. And so I think he had to also pull in everything that he had learned to defeat him. And he never did kill him, which he was able to, again, spoiler, he was able to defeat him without killing him.
Yeah.
And then I love how Katara and Zuko teamed up, but then it turned out to be Zuko fighting his sister.
Yeah.
And then Katara did help, like you could see that nurturing side of her come out again. So she dropped the warrior side and she saw the nurturing side to help him, and she was sad about it. And for a moment I thought they were going to put those two together.
Oh, yeah.
In all honesty, I was like, okay, wait a minute, like what's going on? So I really like that. And then you have Toph, Suki, and Sokka fighting in one part. So you have 3 parts of this one battle.
Yeah.
And each part had to be won by the same people in order for it to be successful. And they did. They all came together. So
yeah, came together. Yeah, I love the finale. It's so good. Like all of them are fulfilling their destinies. I think one of the great things about Avatar is that from the very first episode, Aang's gonna master all 4 elements and defeat the Fire Lord. But actually seeing it like on the screen is just like, this is amazing. And the fact that you don't really know how is Aang gonna defeat the Fire Lord, and the fact that he uses energy bending, as it's called, like taking away the Fire Lord's energy and taking away his fire bending. I think that's probably the most peaceful way to do it. Like some people might think like, oh, it's kind of like Deus Ex Machina, like, oh, just Lion Turtle just comes out of nowhere and it just gives him the power to energy bend. But I think it's good, because that's who Aang is. He's not gonna go in and kill anybody. He's gonna try to find the most peaceful resolution to a conflict, and I think that was like the best way to do it. So yeah, I really loved it. Aang finally becomes the Avatar. He goes from being the boy in the iceberg to finally becoming Avatar Aang. Then Zuko becomes the new Fire Lord. He defeats Azula and everything, who goes all crazy and whatnot, and then they are sent to prison and everything's good. But yeah, I really love the ending. Zuko and Aang becoming friends, becoming their rightful roles. Then Aang and Katara finally getting together.
Yes.
In the end,
Great
Katang,
last.
hashtag Katang. Yeah.
Great last moment.
Exactly. So yeah, I thought that was really good. All the storylines are all wrapped up, and there's just some great finality to the story until Legend of Korra. But
yes.
But that's a whole nother story.
Yeah.